Good afternoon, everybody. Well, this morning we just went to the woods. We used Duke and Bill logging this morning, and if you missed that video, it was quite a long one, but if you've got lots of time to spare and you want to watch a short movie, watch that for now. And so today I'm going to be doing something with Baron that I'm not very happy with. So let me explain. We had a horse pull, 2 horse pulls to do this week. We were hoping to, and I had taken Baron and Bill up to Eli, my harness shoer, to reset the front feet because we're having some issues with the front feet of both these horses. And they came back, and Baron, a couple days later, was very lame. I don't want you guys to be bad-mouthing Eli. He did make a mistake, and he got the shoe on crooked, and maybe a combination of a few different things. We tried an experiment with him, and I'll explain a little bit more about that later on. But yes, something went wrong, and he came back lame. So because of that, we're missing 2 horse pulls, the last 2 horse pulls of the year actually, that we were planning on going to. So anyways, I've got to deal with Baron and his feet. So we had this one foot that was really lame, and of course I have pulling shoes on, so I took that shoe right off thinking that he might have pricked him, and I'm sort of thinking that's what happened. And when I pulled the shoe off, the back heel was really sore, and but then since I had taken one shoe off, I felt I needed to take the other front shoe off, so I took that one off too. And both feet were pretty tender walking around, so I feel that the spot that was really sore on Baron's foot isn't so bad. I put pressure against it. He doesn't flinch like he did when I first took the shoe off, but he's still very sore on his front feet. So we're going to put front shoes back on, and I want to explain to a bunch of things about that. And I don't want you guys to think I'm a professional shoer, because I am not. And even today, if I had the option, I'd take him right back up to Eli's and have him fix it. But he's gone for the week, and I feel that he really needs to get shoes on, and which will help his soreness in his feet. And there's some issues there. But anyways, let me see if I can get him in the stocks, and I will explain some of the things that are going on. Did I miss anything? Is that all right?
No, except you said harness shoer instead of Amish shoer. I think you said harness shoer.
Brenda just wanted me to clarify. Apparently I made a mistake and called it something like Eli the harness shoer. And obviously I don't mean that, but I think you guys get the point. My Amish shoer. So let's get this guy in the stocks and see. I'll show you even how lame he is walking. Now when he's walking on the cement floor, that's where it's an issue, biggest issue. When he's outside, it's not a problem. I could just let him take a 2-week vacation, and I'm sure that would probably even solve the problems, but I kind of want to I kind of need him, so I need to get some shoes on him so I can work him on the days that I need to work him. Yeah, so it is.
From this angle.
So as we walk him across the concrete to get him into the shoeing stocks, you will see it's almost hard to tell which foot is sore. It's like they're both bothering him. And so you can just observe and see what you guys think. Come here. Come on. So I have been dealing with horses for the last few years, and what is happening is their heels are not growing quite like they should, and so I am sure a real shoer or a vet even could explain all the technical terms about exactly what's going on, but a lot of the problem, I don't doubt, is the fact that I'm running pulling shoes all the time, although I have for years and years without an issue of hardly any issue at all. But the last few years, for some reason, I am having issues, and it's not just with any particular horses, all of my horses in general. And so we're trying to figure out what's going on there. It could possibly be even my what I'm feeding them. Maybe they're not getting enough something in their diet even to help their feet to grow like they should. But I know there has been times, and I've even talked and shown this before, that lady would lose a shoe and her foot was very sore walking around. And as soon as I put a shoe back on, especially when I put a bar shoe on her, so that the bar goes across her frog and puts the frog works more like it should be because of the corks on my shoes. It doesn't always have a lot of pressure on the frog, and having pressure on the frog helps circulate the blood, which helps grow the hoof. And so that's part of my issue. During the winter time, I put pads on, and that puts pressure on that frog and actually helps grow that hoof. But all summer long, I don't have pads, so I'm having issues. So I've got a couple things I'm going to try. And we'll get started, and I'll explain them as we go. Okay, to start with, like I said, I've had pulling shoes on right along. Now when I say pulling shoes, I'm talking about shoes that have corks. So what we ended up doing the last time when I took these horses to Eli's is we decided, instead of using a bar shoe, we were going to use our snowball pads. And what we did is we cut the bubble right out of it. So we cut right around here. So all we had is like a bar shoe going across, which in the shape of, by using just a pad. So this is the shoe I pulled off Baron, and the way we had to set up is this pad went straight across to make like a bar. We thought that was a great idea, and maybe it still was. Maybe there was something else that actually caused the problem of the lameness. But another issue we had with this pad is the mud got underneath it. So maybe there was some issues with the mud and a rock between there and the frog and the sole even. So we don't really know what happened. So anyways, we gave up on that idea, and I did, and I decided instead of going with the pulling shoes, I'm just gonna put on some flat shoes. So I went down and got some flat shoes, and they have drill techs on the toes and the corks. For corks, toes and the heels. And a lot of times when we use these flat shoes, these are number 5s, and I have to spread them a little bit in the heels because they're not quite wide enough for these draft horses. But they're really easy to put on, and they work pretty good. By doing that, we don't have those high corks to stop him from putting pressure on the frog to help circulate the blood. To go one step farther, we're considering this pad right here. So this pad would go like this on his hoof, and this is going to act like a bar. So as he's standing, especially on the wooden stalls that they have, this is going to put more pressure on the frog. You know, it'll be like this. But still, because of this, this is going to hit the ground more and actually put more pressure on the frog area to help circulate blood. And that's probably as big of an issue as we're having with these horses, with these pulling shoes, is not getting enough circulation on, you know, enough pressure on the frog to help circulate the blood. The problem with this type of pad is if it was during the wintertime, I wouldn't have a problem with it, because we put oakum underneath the pad and it just would be out of the mud because it's wintertime. But this time of year, with the mud that we have, I'm concerned that mud will get underneath the pad. So if I end up using these pads, and I don't even know yet, but if I end up using it, I won't keep this pad on for very long, this shoe on for very long. I'll take it off after probably 2 or 3 weeks and get rid of the pad and just go with the flat shoe. Or I'll just go with a flat shoe and forget the pad for now. I wish I could have done this video in such a way to get all you guys' advice. Maybe some of you guys are horseshoers out there even. But I have got to get some shoes on this horse, even if it's only for a few weeks, to help get him over his lameness so that he can possibly get back to work, but also so he feels better. So let's get this.
How do you think mud's gonna get under there though?
Well, it's sitting on the hoof like this, and then behind here, there's going to be a
just
gap.
enough room
There's
to
a bit of a gap for mud to get in there.
Yeah.
So let me see what it looks like after we get started, and we'll go from there.
I just know that Baron's very, very interested in this whole thing.
Yeah. There. It's warm enough. I might have to get my big fan out here. Okay.
You might sweat.
Don't want to do that. So what's happening with this horse, and all my horses it seems like, is this area here seems fine, but back here the heels are not growing. So when I took that shoe off, this area right here was really sore. I mean, just to touch it like that with my fingers, it hurt him a lot. Now it doesn't seem to hurt him anymore, which is a good thing. But I got to get a shoe on there, and because there's nothing back here, I've seen some videos of these guys that know what they're doing that would do all this fancy stuff to help this out. But for myself, I don't have that option. So I am hoping to get that shoe on here and just put in the first 3 nails, so I stay away from this area. I don't want to put any nails back here. So I just put nails up here, and hopefully that will put the pressure in the right spot. Okay. So that this will work. Okay. And it's just a question of whether I want to put the pad on along with the shoe. While I'm rasping this hoof, I just want to make a quick shout out to a viewer of ours from southern Canada, just a little ways north of us, that is having a birthday. So Greg Runyons contacted us and wanted us to possibly say a happy birthday to his father, Gary, on August 31st, which is his birthday. So this is Gary, and I'm wishing you a happy birthday. I'd also like to say you have a nice pair of horses there. I got it. Okay. There.
Why is he being so bad in the stocks?
The other foot.
The other foot
Also-
hurts, and it's all that pressure on his foot.
So this pad, I'm not going to use that pad because I don't like that at all. I am just going to try and get some nails in and get the shoe on, but I want to take this toe back just a touch more for two reasons. Toe clip here. We have a toe clip here on this shoe. And to get this shoe back where it belongs, and
Yeah, I'm very.
can't really talk and explain what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna have to get it done.
Please.
Just here. So as you can see, this is kind of a bit of a cob job, just to temporarily get a shoe on there to see if maybe that could make the difference of walking good or not. Like I said, I've seen it many, many, many times with Lady, and we'll see if it works for him. I need to finish that hoof a little bit, but before I do, I'm going to get the other one up to see if maybe, I'm curious to see if even now he will allow more weight on this side here. Just get you, no help.
It hasn't moved it since you put it down.
That's a good thing.
Good. Good, good, good.
I'm curious to see if he'll let me take this foot, because if he allows me to put this foot up with a big fight, that means we've already done a huge help, because he's able to put his foot down, and the soreness in his foot is kind of stopping sore because the shoe he's sitting on the shoe, staying on the shoe instead of that soreness in the sole or wherever it might be.
So far, so good.
Yep.
This obviously must be the most sore foot.
This one here?
Well,
No. That's the most sore foot.
yeah, but that was up, and
I
when
know.
this one was down, he couldn't stand it.
I know, but this one was sore too. That one's the one that had the shoe on crooked. The one that was so sore.
Okay. Well, it was obviously it's still very sore.
These Suffolk's feet are so much smaller than my Belgians. So I'm just kind of rasping a spot so that toe clip will fit in there where I want it to fit, so that the shoe fits right. It's amazing on how much smaller these feet are compared to the Belgians.
generally they have really good feet too, right?
Yeah.
All of our Suffolks have really nice feet.
Oh. Here. Okay, so got the other shoe on. I'm gonna pull it up here and smooth it up a little bit. Get that toe, this toe clip tightened up a little bit more. And then we'll get them out of these stocks and see if you can walk. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. So this is where there's issues. So that's why I chose to just put just the 3 nails in the front, nothing back here. And hopefully the way this is set up is because of the flat shoes, the foot will be down on the ground and there'll be pressure on the frog at all times to help that blood flow. So let me do the other side.
You put that foot up, it should give a little indication too.
Yep, see that?
Yeah, it's great.
Whoops, I'm not going there. What am I doing? Here.
Go back there.
I'm really curious to see how he's going to do when he comes out of these stocks. Because the
Well, he's
difference.
obviously a lot more comfortable right now.
So this is the area that I felt was so bad. And even when I hit it, even here,
Yeah,
it's still a little bit sore. We soaked them a little bit with Epsom salts. But Probably not as much as we should have. So it's pretty bad looking job. Kind of gouged it right there quite a bit. But like I said, I'm not a shoer. I don't claim to be. And I'm not trying to make a perfect job. I'm trying to make a horse sound, you know. Or comfortable, I should say. I'm not really concerned about doing a picture perfect shoeing job. But I think this is going to help him. So we'll get him out of the stocks and walk him around and see if he can walk. And I can't expect it's going to be 100%, but I hope to see a big improvement at least. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking of, especially you guys that have experience with horses, especially draft horses, because they are a little bit different than riding horses. You really tend to do them a little bit differently, especially we do as for, you know, people in the logging business and even doing competitive pulling, they do it a little bit differently. And so, and we surely have pulling shoes on generally, not flat shoes. But if the flat shoes are going to help him build those heels back up, then I'm most definitely going to use them for a while. I can get by without pulling shoes quite a lot of the years, and I have been using flat shoes some because of the problems I was having with Lady. And so I don't know, let's just back him out of here and see what happens.
Just get this, wait a minute.
Back. 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 It's been several days now, and so he's almost hesitant even because he knows the pain, and he still may have a lot of pain. We'll see. Back up. He definitely stands better, but back. Come here. Hey. Let me take him outside. I personally can see the difference. It's an improvement, but there's still some soreness there. But if you guys have some ideas, especially if you've got experience with this, love to hear from you. I'm gonna let him outside and see what happens in the soft dirt if he seems to be better out there. It's quite warm today, so he's pretty thirsty. As I am too. Hey.
It's got water outside too.
Come here. Come here. Come here. He's gonna want to come back in, but I'm gonna let a couple other ones out too. Come on, get. That is one foot that was so bad. There's definitely a difference there, but I can also tell it's still sore. So, and even when I tapped with a hammer, there's still some soreness there. So I'm gonna let some other horses out with him, so he's not alone, so he gets more exercise. And it's gonna be a couple days before I actually put a video out of this, so maybe I'll have time even in the next 12 or 24 hours to show you him, and hopefully there'll be some improvement.
Well, it is about 24 hours later. Jim's bringing Baron out. Let's see how he is doing. Still might be a little tender, but he sure looks like he's doing better to me. Looks like he's doing really good. That's good to see. Well, I also wanted to share with you guys what's been going on in the garden. So let's take a look. Good morning, everybody. Here I am in the greenhouse. My granddaughters helped me clean it up a little, and it looks awesome. But this morning, I wanted to share with you a new product I'm going to try out. It's from the company Landguard, and they make raised beds of quite a few different varieties and even depths, and they also make a trellis system to go on top. So that's the one that I have chosen, and that is what I am going to be putting together today. And here is it comes in a box like this. Here it is, and it's made out of durable metal, and it is rust resistant, and the edges are nice and smooth, so you don't have to worry about getting cut. All the parts come with it. And then over here I have the trellis system, and they have instructions on how to put it all together. So I will be doing that this morning, and it'll be fun. Well, as you can see, it's going together, and it's actually going together better than I thought it would, easier. I do not have, I'm not a big mechanical person. It's just taken a little time, but it's kind of fun, to be honest. The instructions are good. I'm realizing how big of a structure this is going to be, and it does come in different sizes, but that's good. Okay, well, we have the box together here, and I'm putting in some stability brackets. So far, everything's going well, except it's starting to rain again. Okay, so I'm over in the area where I'm going to put my raised bed. Skippy's helping me dig out here. But I've got an area right here. This is my little kind of secret garden. It's in the back of the house, and I like to just sit out here sometimes. I like to do a bunch more work out here, but I thought this would be a nice place for the raised bed, and I can imagine and envision next year putting some maybe sweet peas growing up the vines. The old-fashioned sweet peas. For this year, I'm gonna plant some garden peas and see if we can get them to mature before the year is out, but they like the cool weather, so maybe I can get a winter crop. But anyways, I thought it would be fun to have this here, so I've leveled out the ground. Jim's gonna help me bring it over because it's not very heavy. It's just kind of bulky for one person, so you could put it right where you wanted it to begin with, but I built it there by the greenhouse, and I'm going to move it over. So I have the A-frame part up. I'll put the netting on afterwards. And I've started to fill this garden bin up with hay and manure. I have some compost to put in. I'm layering things. I put a little bit of cardboard in the bottom to help prevent weeds coming up through. But anyways, I am kind of doing that lasagna kind of gardening where you just layer different materials in there. And I have some topsoil to put on top before I plant. So I'm sure I'm going to have to put more in next year, but for now this is great. And over the winter I will probably put compost on top as I make compost. So this is a great place to put it. So here I am with the finished product. Boy, this is a nice bed. I was just thinking how it would be nice for people who don't want to bend over so much. It's very sturdy and durable, and I think it's going to be really nice for me to have this. I like the trellis system, and I'm just going to plant a few peas in here and see if I can get them growing before winter comes in. But the big thing is next year I have this all ready to go, and if I need to put more soil in, I do, but that's okay. And this is just such a nice container that will hold a lot of plants. So I just wanted to once again thank Landguard for the opportunity to try out this nice raised bed, and the link for Landguard will be in the description below this video, so check them out if you're interested. And thanks for watching. Well, thank you for coming along today. We really appreciate you sticking with us till the end of the video. And Duke and Earl over here are going to be heading down to mow some hay. Hope you have a great day.